Hachani kubembe pia unibembeleze nikubembeleze pia mpenzi wetu. Hachani kubembe pia wali wangu meza kuna wewe.
You're welcome to the BAS, the Bernard Adeyemi Show, the boss. The BAS is back again. I'm happy to be on the show again. I'm happy you guys are listening to me again. I'm happy a lot of you have been asking when I'm gonna come back to the show, what's happening, when am I gonna, resume the show and everything. It's been a long break, really, it's overdue and we're back again. Today we're gonna be talking about breaking stereotypes. Wow, that's getting rusty. Anyway, yeah, breaking stereotypes. There's this wonderful video on YouTube. It's very funny. I don't know if you've seen it before. It's you see an Arabian guy dressed in white, looking like a proper Muslim. He's carrying a black bag and he's just walking towards the gentle innocent soul sitting down somewhere, and he drops the bag and everybody just runs away. Wow, I could imagine for people in Ukraine or anywhere in the world. Imagine you are in a subway, in the metro, and you're waiting for your, for a train to go to your next stop, and you see this group of white guys dressed in white like Muslims, and they just come with bags and they just drop the bags and they run away. Tell me you're gonna wait in the subway. Tell me you're gonna wait in the metro. So when we laugh at these other people that run away, you should think if you were in their shoes, you would have done worse. You probably would have grown wings and start flying. So I'm serious. Not all Muslims are terrorists. In fact, I almost think somewhere at the back of my mind, not all terrorists are Muslims. No, seriously. Let's be fair to ourselves. There's a lot of stereotype going here and there. People think when you see a Muslim, they're probably terrorist. In United States, it's a bit crazy these days. In fact, if anybody should shout, he's a terrorist, you probably would have been mobbed before they know what's happening. I don't talk about it a lot of, it's just some popular stereotypes I was able to get on net and see what you think about it. Just let me, if you have any addition, if you think there's an interesting one, you can just leave your comments, okay? Well, one of them is my best friend is a guy, and I'm not sleeping with him, coming from a girl. So you could imagine. I don't know. I don't expect every. I'm a ladies' man. So at a point in my life, I guess I've had very close female friends. We are going sleeping together. Oh well. And then moving on. I'm a Russian, so I must be a racist. I know. Not all Russians are racist. I stay in Ukraine and I've related with a lot of mixed Russian, Ukrainian, pure Ukrainian. Really, they're wonderful people. Some of them are very nice. I'm a Brazilian and I don't like football. Even me, I would think the guy is a bastard. But for real, it's the fact that you're Brazilian doesn't mean you must like football. Really, you can like other things. You may even like watching football. You may just not love playing football. It depends really. I'm a Chinese man and I cannot fight. Well, I don't know. Everybody can fight. But really, I can imagine. I met a friend, and not a friend person. I met a guy. He's a Chinese guy, and he told me he couldn't fight at all. He couldn't, no kung fu, no karate, no taekwondo, no tai chi, nothing. He's just a simple guy who loves drawing, loves painting, and that's all he has. I'm an artist and I'm unemployed. Well, that's cool. I'm a doctor and I have good handwriting. Seriously, I have a lot of friends in my class who have very beautiful handwriting. They're going to be doctors someday, by God's grace, very soon. They're going to be very good doctors by God's grace, and I know they're going to keep their handwriting. So, being a doctor doesn't mean you have a bad handwriting. Yes, we may develop some of these things when we are trying to write in a lecture. Everybody, if you write fast, you have a bad handwriting. It's normal. The only problem is you may either decide to keep it, or when you're cool and calm, you write in a nicer way. I'm a woman and I can parallel park like a bus. Oh well, very sure if you learn well. I'm a man and I love to cook. Oh my god, I love cooking, and well, we have no girl in my house, and we're like just two boys in my house, and we had to learn to cook, to bake, and do everything. So really, if you're a guy, you can cook. Some people feel like it's an abomination. It's strange seeing a guy from like seriously. If your husband doesn't know how to cook, or if your boyfriend doesn't know how to cook, or if your brother doesn't know how to cook, you should teach them. It's not a big deal. Everybody can learn. I studied electrical engineering and I design clothes. Wow, it's nice. I know a medical doctor who is working in the bank. I'm a traditional woman and I choose to wear traditional clothes. Good. I feel freer when I wear my traditional clothes, my buba and shokoto. They are very easy for me to wear because you don't need to look for belts. it comes with its own belt, a rope that is with the trouser, and the buba is very free. It's like a t-shirt that is well designed and beautiful. If one time I wear my traditional clothes in Ukraine, all heads are turning like, man, look at that dude, look at that celebrity. I know a lot of people too must have been getting in, some of those, paparazzis was saying, well, let me snap with you, let me take a selfie with you. They're speaking at times Ukrainian, even if you don't understand it, you can flow what they're doing. They are putting the camera in your face, and it's a wonderful thing. Anyways, we're gonna be going on a fast musical break. Don't worry, we're gonna grow very soon. We're gonna be having commercial breaks. But for now, I'm gonna be playing you the song of Banky W and Chidima. I love this song so much. It should have come out on or before Valentine's Day, but it came out, I guess, just some few days after Valentine's Day. But it's lovely, and I want you to enjoy it. It is all I want is you. All I want is you. All I want is you. So to all my fans, welcome back. Sorry, the break has been as brief as possible. I really enjoyed that song. I wish it could go on. Yeah, there's this big one we face as Africans. Somebody comes here and tells you, oh, I traveled to Africa last year and I learned this song. Do you know the meaning? I'm like, okay, where did you go to in Africa? It's like, oh, I went to Guinea. I'm like, okay, and you expect me to know the meaning? I'm like, yeah, you don't know Swahili. You speak Swahili, right? I'm like, okay, I speak Yoruba and English. It's funny, really. It's a big stereotype. Some Europeans still feel, let me say, white people generally, Caucasians, they still feel maybe Africa is one big giant country somewhere, and they refer to their own countries that are even smaller in landmass. They talk to Germany, and this, that. I don't want to talk about Africa, I don't talk about Nigeria, I don't talk about South Africa, Ghana, and they just say Africa. I'm like, seriously? Well, even in Nigeria, we have a lot of tribes, not just the three major ones that we even flaunt. A lot of tribes, a lot of people. I mean, seriously, I don't want to go into that because I probably wouldn't. I don't even. I can't mention. I guess about 250 tribes or thereabout or something like that. In Cameroon, a friend also told me the same thing. So it's like this, and a lot of white people just keep thinking. So really, it's our job to tell them, see, I'm from Nigeria, I'm from Africa. I'm not from Africa, I'm from the continent of Africa, okay? And there's a lot of countries, about 54 if I'm right. So really, it's our job to really help people, to correct their stereotype. It's because of most people get their stories, I won't say they don't get it right, but they probably have fallen under this something we call the danger of a single story. You hear just one thing about a country, one thing about a person, you think all Saudi Arabian guys or Iraqi guys are they are terrorists or something like that. I have a lot of Iraqi guys in my group and they are wonderful people. They are intelligent, so we should help ourselves correct our stereotypes and all that. People feel people studying medicine or studying any other thing, you can't just choose another passion or an hobby or something you wanna base in. People feel you can't be a doctor and be a musician, you can't be a doctor and be a fashion designer or a makeup artist. I have very wonderful friends who are doing so well in class and they're one of the best fashion designers, makeup artists in Kharkov here in Ukraine. So whatever you're studying doesn't stop you from whatever you want to pursue in life. You could really do good for yourself. I read one story about a millionaire who takes metro, subway every day. I'm like, okay, is the guy stingy to himself or what? But seriously, who says a millionaire cannot take metro? The metro even bypasses all sorts of hold up and everything, all sorts of traffic lights. Once you get to your station, you're at your station. There's no traffic lights stopping the metro underground. So really, there are a lot of stereotypes about life, about ourselves, about people that it's wonderful to correct. Some people believe every musician must be on weed, must be alcoholics, poets must be. It's not like that. It's not like life doesn't have to be one way. And I'm beginning to see a lot of large sized models that are just being thin, slim, slender, and looking almost anorexic. Yeah, honestly. So really, today is about breaking stereotypes. Whatever stereotype it is, if you have a Muslim brother, don't look at them as terrorists. If you have a Russian friend, don't think they are racist. If you have a guy who loves pink, don't think he's gay, for instance. And this world is changing. I'm a Christian. I believe in Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve. But really, that's my opinion. If I see a gay person, if I see a lesbian person, I love them because God created all of us, and I have respect for their opinions. If my life can maybe, a bit touch their opinions, I would love that. But really, it's not like we see someone and we feel, oh, this guy is this guy that he loves this, or he doesn't love football, so he's not one of us. I mean, seriously. If your guy doesn't love watching football, doesn't make him less of a man. So, well, that's gonna be it on today's show. But before I wrap up, I would just like to say a few things. I've had a lot of I won't call it challenges per se, but I've really had to run away from the show for a while. The mistake I made is probably my own stereotypical mistake. Is I feel success is final. I feel like while I was growing up, I feel like if there's that guy that is the best in class, I want to be better than him. And once I'm better than that guy, it's like, oh, I've done better, so what the heck? It's over, I better go and rest. But really, success is not final. Yeah, and the problem is, if just being better than that guy is your goal, then once you score better than the guy, you feel you've arrived, you feel you've accomplished. But you're not accomplished because it's not about being better than someone. It's not just about competing. It's about being proficient at whatever you're learning, being good and being able to pass it on to apply it in making lives better around you. So when I learned that, it became different for me anyway. I stopped being so competitive in class and all that. But the truth is, success is not final. And even if you're failed in one or two things in life, failure is not fatal either. So it is the courage to continue that basically counts. And Arnold Schwarzenegger said something once that the strength does not come from winning per se. It is your struggles, all those things you're going through, that actually develops your strength. So that when you go through hardship and decide not to surrender, that thing when Jesus did, when he fell down 3 times and kept walking to Calvary to go and die for the sins of the world. Exactly, that's what we're talking about. That's where the strength is coming from. The strength didn't come from him being just glorified. It is those steps of struggles that actually took him to the point of glory. So arriving at one goal is one thing, but the truth is, arriving at that particular goal is actually the starting point to another. For some of us who are going to be graduating very soon, being a doctor, being an engineer, being an architect, being a programmer, being whatever you are graduating in, it's not the end of it. It's actually the beginning of the journey. You understand? So it's like that in life. So the stereotype that once you bag the first class, once you've done this, once you've done that, man, you don't achieve, you don't hammer. It's not like that. It's not like that. Life is not like that. So I'm really wishing everybody well. I'm telling us, please, whatever stereotype it is, whatever stereotype it is you're used to, please try and be more open-minded. Okay, so I'm wishing everybody well. I'm leaving you with this I'm leaving you with this beautiful song to say goodbye. It's a wonderful time on the show once again. I'm happy you're listening in. I'm happy you're enjoying it. I'm happy you're really interested in following the show. And a lot of people have been asking me, what's happening, Bernard? We miss the show, want to hear the show. We miss the show, want to hear the show. So I'm leaving with this song. It's by Mike Mojis. It's by Nate Walcott. And the song is Stuck in Love.
Honey, you can be sure
I'll come in
like the
right back.
From the entire crew of the BAS, Bernard, and my humble self, Adeyemi Bernard, wishing you a wonderful and nice weekend. And I want to tell you, I love you all, and I'm grateful that you're there listening to every little crap, every little long 50 minutes I'm taking out from your life. But I want to say I love you and I'm grateful, okay? And we're going to do better, we're going to be better, we're going to come back stronger. So on the show, it's by the BAS show, the bar, signing out, better.